Most athletes think that lifting on game days will make them slow, fatigued, and tired. But having the right game day lift can actually prepare your nervous system and to perform at your best. In today's video, I want to talk about that, and I want to dive into the science that will actually prove that having the right actual lift on your game days can be the missing piece to your performance. What's up, everyone? My name is Nicholas. I'm a sports specialist and sports scientist, and I help athletes improve their performance by data-driven and scientific backed up training. So in today's video, I want to talk about game day lifts, why they are good, why they work, and how you can actually implement them in your routine. So with that being said, let's start with the science behind game day lifts and why they actually work. So in terms of the physiology, the goal of the training on game days is not actual training. It is priming, and it is preparing your body for performance later on in that day. So we are not chasing fatigue, we are trying to actually prime our nervous system. And that principle in strength and conditioning is called post-activation potentiation, or PAP. What it basically does is, after performing a heavy explosive movement, your body is more fired up. It is basically like preparing the engine for your car to then start a long drive. Secondly, the purpose of the whole training, like I said, is not volume, it is priming. So with that being said, we are not trying to chase fatigue. We want to keep the session really short, 15 to 20, 25 minutes max, low volume, high intensity, and long rest periods. This should not be a long session, and you should walk out of the session more primed and sharp rather than drained after a training session. So there's a really big difference, and that is what actually makes these lifts so crucial and so special to prime our nervous system. Okay, thirdly, I will give you guys a full protocol on how to actually structure these game day lifts. First of all, I like to start with some type of dynamic warm-up, 5 to 10 minutes max. Then we go into the main movements, for example, a trap bar deadlift, really high intensity, low volume, for example, 2 sets of 2, 3 sets of 3, somewhere in that range. I like to pair this type of movement then with an explosive movement. For example, we do a trap bar deadlift and we pair it with a broad jump, for example. Again, 2 sets of 2, more than sufficient. And lastly, you can do an accessory movement, some type of rows, some type of upper body, really low volume, again, under 15 reps if possible, and then you're finished, then you're done. Like I said, 15 minutes to 25 minutes max is a great range that will have you ready to go. Now, in terms of timing, we want to do these lifts somewhere between 6 to 4 hours before our game day. So if we play at 6 o'clock at night, somewhere around noon would be a perfect time to do this. We don't want to do this right before the game. 4 to 6 hours before the game is a good timing to get your nervous system ready to then play later on in the day. So what are some of the benefits of doing this on your game days? Well, first of all, faster first step, you feel more explosive, you feel like you can jump. And most importantly, what I have found with my athletes and myself is that I feel less sluggish. Especially if you have a late game later at night, you might feel like after sitting all day, resting all day, you feel a little bit sluggish, you feel drained. And with these game day lifts, you take it away. Your body's activated and your body's actually ready to go and ready to perform. So in terms of that, it's a great benefit and a really good reason to start doing these game day lifts. So to finish up this video, guys, like I said, on game days, you don't have to avoid the gym. The gym can actually be a perfect tool to prepare yourself. So next time, try out to incorporate one of these game day lifts. You can make your own structure based on what I told you and see what it does for you. The weight room can actually be a perfect tool to make you primed, activated, and have you play at your best.